What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Avion Awesome. I didn't do any vlogging yesterday. I was getting quite a bit of stuff done. Which literally seems to be the running theme here lately. Like, I have to get stuff done constantly, all the time. Taking pictures of stuff, putting up on some sort of selling classified ads website or whatever. And I'm sorry about the noise, but it is like 90 degrees outside right now, and it's humid. Straight up hot and humid. So the air conditioning has basically been running non-stop, or I would die. So like I said, most of the stuff that I've been doing is involved taking pictures of my worldly possessions and then putting them up on classified ad sites. But it's also been a process too. I think that anyone, like, this is no joke, I think that anyone that is actually thinking about doing something like this full time genuinely needs to, before they get rid of their sticks and bricks, before you cut the lease on your apartment or your condo, you really need to sit in your driveway in this. Figure out your routine. Figure out what you genuinely are going to need first for a while, before you get rid of every single thing. Or before you start adding things that you think you might need, but you really don't, and you're just adding unnecessary weight, right? So I think that this little plan of not just rushing out immediately when me and the girlfriend split up was probably a fantastic idea. We're getting along. Everything is, amicable. No one's pissed. No one's mad. I'm still going inside doing coffee, and she just came out here to check and see what I've done with the place thus far. But you really should. You should, at least if nothing else, just to kind of get an idea of what your routine inside your new living space is going to be like. Bed here, toothpaste there, table here, chair slides there. I don't really need this. I've been in here for 2 weeks and I've not used it once. Do I really need it? You kind of go through that whole evaluation process. And I think to a large extent, most people don't do that. They're just like, all right, F it, let's do it. Let's get in there and just figure it all out as we go. And I think that there's some fun to that, but it just makes it harder when you can't just go, all right, well, I didn't really need that. Let me run that back to the store, get my money back, and try something else. It makes it a lot easier when your rig is just sitting there and it's stable and it's calm and it's, you just kind of get into a real daily work routine, right? Of doing what you need to do, doing your work, going out, and you get a better idea of what it's actually like to live. Not just camp, not just have an adventure, but actually to live in a much smaller space. So with all that, I have a ton of decisions to make, including, do I go ahead and sell this iMac and get me just a laptop? I think that, because I've had the breaker pop twice because it is so hot. I've also had to turn my refrigerator off because the amp draw from the refrigerator and the air conditioner running full blast, trying to keep everything cold. It was just too much for that 15 amp circuit that I'm hooked up to. When the breaker popped, it actually tripped the breaker inside the house. So everything out here got shut off, and half the inside of the house got shut off. So without having the computer on an uninterruptible power supply, a UPS, if you're working on your computer, if you're doing anything on there, the computer just shuts down. It just turns off and shuts down. So it's pretty terrible, especially because those kind of surges or whatever, they can damage good electrical equipment. And if you're in a vintage camper, you really should have anything important to you on some sort of surge protector, because it will happen. And it only takes once for you to lose, a laptop that's worth $2,000 or a big iMac that's worth $2,500 or just whatever. And that is a big investment if you have to get that thing fixed. So anyway, so that's my kind of dilemma, at least with a laptop. If I am plugged up to the outlet and I'm charging it and the whole thing shuts off or whatever, the laptop has a battery inside, so the charging portion of it stops, but the laptop itself just keeps on going. So I've had no issues until it gets hot. As soon as it gets hot, and then the refrigerator starts working overtime, and then the air conditioner starts working overtime, it could go bad really, really quick if you've got sensitive electronics. So just that's a pro tip for you. I think, in my opinion, if you're going to do this, get smaller devices. Get an iPad Pro and only do that if that's all you need. If you don't need the Pro version, get the smaller version. If you don't need that, just get yourself a phone. Just keep making it as small as possible that you can get your work done. And if it has a battery, all the better. Well, I have done it. I went on ahead and bought me the laptop. Here we go. That's what it ended up costing me. So, you gotta pay that Apple tax though. It's brutal, but I mean, they do make quality products. So that means that I will no longer have this big massive screen anymore, but I will significantly save weight, and I will not have to worry about cracking this massive screen during transit. I mean, I don't know if it's that big of a deal. I mean, it's probably not, but I don't know. It's about time for an upgrade anyway, so I'm going to get as much of my videos and photos and stuff off this computer starting now, and go ahead and get this up onto Craigslist as well. So it's been a couple years since I had a well, no, actually I just sold my 13-inch MacBook Pro not too long ago, but my circumstances have significantly changed since then. So I sold that laptop going, oh, well, you know, most of the time I do my editing sitting at my desk anyway. I'll just keep using my computer. So now that my situation has changed yet again, now I'm selling the desktop and going for another laptop. It's just a never-ending cycle. Whew, it's brutal. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. That's what I've already done. Now I've got to get all of those files off of this one, get it onto external hard drives, that whole kind of thing, and then I should be good to go. So this is going to wrap up day 11. I've still got a bunch of stuff to do, and there always seems like there's never enough time in the day to get it all done. So day 11 is out. I will see you guys again on the next one. Peace.